Hey, Margie here. Welcome to the Wake Up, Pray Up, Boss Up podcast, the show that helps Christian moms prioritize their physical and mental health so they can boldly step into God's calling. I'm your host, Margie Ruiz.
Hey, Warren. Hey, Margie here. How are you? Today is my birthday. And for those of you who cannot see me, only hear me, I'm being totally goofy, and I have the funkiest little birthday hat on. It's actually my puppy's. Well, my son's puppy, actually. But I thought I'd put it on to celebrate because today we're talking about the importance of celebrating yourself. Okay, I'm now going to take the hat off because it's choking me because it's really for puppies. How you doing? Thank you for joining me today. I'm so grateful to be here today. Please subscribe to the podcast. It really helps me out. And not just that, and because it's my birthday, I'm going to ask you a special favor. Please share the podcast with one person who could benefit from this message. I really have a mission of helping women, and if you can help me reach them, I would greatly appreciate it. So let's go. Who's ready? So let me ask you something. When you reach a goal, how long are you happy for? A year? A month? A week? 5 seconds? If you're like most women, you probably move on to the next thing without stopping for a second to celebrate. And that's a problem because skipping celebrations leads to burnout, frustration, and that feeling that you're not moving forward, even when you are. Today, we're talking about why celebrating matters, how to break the cycle of constantly pushing for the next thing, and how to honor God's timing, even when progress doesn't look like what you expected. I'll share my personal story, and we'll even do a powerful anchoring exercise to help you stack positive emotions and lock in the joy of celebrating. So let's get started. First, let's talk about why celebrating is so important. Celebrating isn't just about throwing a party or posting an achievement online. It's about pausing to recognize what God has done in your life and how far He's brought you. The Bible tells us in Ecclesiastes 3:13 that each of them may eat and drink and find satisfaction in their toil. This is the gift of God. In other words, celebrating isn't selfish. It's a gift from God meant to bring joy and gratitude into our lives. As Oprah Winfrey says, the more you praise and celebrate your life, the more there's in your life to celebrate. When you acknowledge the good, you attract more good. It's a principle rooted in both psychology and faith. So let's decide today to celebrate even the small wins. Let me share something personal. A few years ago, I went through a season where I had to stop working because of illness. I was so frustrated because I felt like my life was on pause. I thought, I'm not moving forward. I'm stuck. I remember lying in bed one day and closing my eyes and telling God, okay, fine. I'm trusting you and I'm letting go. See, I was trying to push through, but my body and my mind, they both needed the rest. Looking back now, I can see that God had other plans. During that time, I shifted my focus to healing, learning, and growing. At a slower pace than I have ever done anything in my life, I finished my certification to be a certified professional life coach and even rose to the role of senior leader for Tony Robbins. It wasn't the progress I thought I needed, but it was exactly the progress God had planned. His timing was perfect, even if it didn't match mine. My favorite verse, Jeremiah 29:11 says, "For I know the plans I have for you, declares the Lord, plans to prosper you and not to harm you, plans to give you hope and a future." So today I celebrate that season of growth, even though it didn't look like success at the time. Maybe you're in a season like that now. If so, trust that God's plan is unfolding even when it feels like nothing's happening. Now, while we're talking about celebrating, I want to touch on something really, really powerful. Stacking emotions. I think most of us are really, really good at this, and we don't even realize. We're really good at stacking negative emotions. You know what I mean? Something happens and then you start with generalizing. Oh, I always mess up. Oh, he never listens to me. Oh, nothing ever works out for me. Those negative thoughts stack up until they weigh you down and steal your joy. All of a sudden, Something silly happens, like you break your pencil lead and you're miserable for a week. But what if we flip the script? What if we started stacking positive emotions instead? What if we began noticing and celebrating the good, no matter how small, and let those feelings build up? Will you let me play with you today? I want to guide you through a quick anchoring exercise to help you stack positive emotions right now and have them accessible whenever you need them. I want to ask you to close your eyes. Please, only if you're safe. If you're driving, you can listen to me and then come back and do it later when you can close your eyes. Take a deep breath in. We're going to do that 3 times. One more time. In. And one more time. Breathe. Breathe out. With your eyes closed, recall a positive moment. It could be any moment. It could be a birth of a child. It could be when you won the spelling bee in 3rd grade. It doesn't matter. Just some moment in your life where you truly felt empowered and joy and just all those good emotions. Can you think of one? If you have it, I want you to think, what was I wearing? What do I hear? What did I feel? And I want you to feel that emotion like you're living that moment again. Do you have it? Smile like you smiled at that moment. And when you have that feeling and you feel it in your body, I want you to put your hands on your heart and say yes. Now we're going to do it again. I want you to think of another moment that, again, something special in your life. It doesn't matter how small or big. It could be anything. Something that brings you joy. Think of that moment. And when you have it, I want you to step into it like you're there. Feel the joy just like you did that day. And when you have it, put your hand in your heart and say yes. And I want to do one more. Can you do 3? Can you find another moment? I want you to stack another moment. It could be the night of your wedding, the birth of a child. It could be anything that brings you joy. Meeting a stranger, anything. You have it? Okay, step into that beautiful moment. Step into it like you're there. Feel the joy, the excitement. What came out of that moment? Once you have it, put your hands on your heart and say yes. And I want you to do this as long as you want to because it feels good. Keep trying to think of as many positives as you can. Shake your body. So now, whenever you need a boost, whenever you're forgetting to celebrate, come back to this anchored feeling. Put your hands on your heart and think of those positive emotions. It's always within you. Listen, you can't stop hard times from coming, but you can train yourself to stack positive emotions and celebrate the good. Before we close, I want to leave you with 3 tips to help you celebrate yourself consistently. Tip 1, pause and reflect. Take time to stop and recognize your achievements, big or small. Ask yourself, what have I accomplished recently that I haven't celebrated? Write it down and take a moment to acknowledge it. If you have big goals, I want to encourage you to break it down into smaller goals and celebrate each step of the journey. For example, if you goal yourself to lose 10 pounds, and part of your strategy is to work out 3 times a week, okay? I want you to celebrate as soon as you work out that 3rd time that week. See, in life, it's never about reaching the goal. It's about the person you become on the way. So creating discipline of committing to what you said you're going to do, in this case, go to the gym 3 times, will serve you a lot more in life than achieving the 10-pound weight loss. But of course, you would celebrate that as well. How much more motivated are you going to be when you celebrate the baby steps that get you to the goal? Tip 2, celebrate in a meaningful way. Your celebration doesn't have to be extravagant. It could be journaling about your win, treating yourself to something special, or sharing your joy with someone who supports you. Accountability partners are the best. I have different accountability partners in my life, and they help me move forward. I have one through my membership that I do. I have one for my personal growth. I have some for business. Celebrating is so much more fun when you have a partner. Tip 3, give yourself grace. Don't downplay your progress just because it's not where you thought you'd be. Progress is progress. Think about what you would say to a friend who accomplished the same thing that you have. Then say that to yourself. Remember, it's not the goal. It's who you become on the process. As we close today, I want to challenge you to pause this week and celebrate one thing you've accomplished, even if it feels small. Stack that positive emotion and anchor it into your heart. I would love it if you comment below and let me know what that is. What are you celebrating this week? Hey, thank you so much for celebrating my birthday with me. Don't forget to subscribe to the Wake Up Prayer Boss Up podcast. Next week, we'll be talking about stop the excuses and start taking action, which is perfect timing because the year's ending and we need to focus ahead for next year. Until next time, remember to wake up, pray up, and boss up every day. God bless. Bye.
Thank you so much for listening. Hey, if you enjoyed the episode and you'd like to help support the podcast, please share it with others, post about it on social media, shout it from the rooftops, leave a rating and a review, all the things. And to catch the latest from me, you can follow me on Facebook and Instagram at margie.gp6 or go to my website at margieruiz.com and make sure to sign up for my weekly newsletter. Thanks again. I'll see you next time. Bye.